Oh, good afternoon. Just a little bit of an update. Haven't had time to do much of anything lately, mainly because we've had a new kitchen fitted, and absolutely everything in the kitchen is now everywhere in the house. We've got no room to do anything. Slight path corridor to the bed, that kind of thing. So it's a bit of a nightmare around these parts at the moment. Well, fingers crossed we're doing a couple of things. I've got a couple of movie things, old obscure movies I'm going to be looking at soon. One of them is an old Mark Hamill film, not Star Wars. And there's another one with Justin Long that some people may not have heard of. But anyway, so I'm not going to have a go on GeoGuessr because that's getting a bit old hat. I'm not that good at it really, and then the views never get that good. So I'm going to have a go on Whole.io. Now, a lot of people will probably have heard of this in one form or another. It's one of those things that you probably heard of for osmosis. It's been around for a while now. It's not a downloadable game. It's entirely browser based. I'll put the link down below. You can play it with keyboard. I play it with an Xbox 360 controller plugged into my PC because it's much easier. And this one I am, without bragging myself, a little bit good at. I tend to win most of the games I take part in. Probably because of the strategy I use, which I'll see as I go. Well, we're just going to there's no music on this. It just doesn't come with it. Like the GeoGuessr, which can get bloody annoying when you're doing the duels. Yeah, we'll just have a couple of goes on this. I've been playing for a little while. I've just played the classic, what I think is a classic anyway. Now, my tip is always, and it always does this as well, just don't rush around to start with, otherwise you won't get anything. Get the tiny bits until you get that first level up. There you go, and then you can start running around a bit more. Once you get that first level, you can also chase people. Haha. Yeah, obviously it's a bit like Katamari Damacy, where it was a bizarre game. I know the Game Grumps have done a couple of videos on it, where you basically had to roll around all these little objects around these maps, but you can only pick up things that were smaller than the current object. So it's basically the same thing. You can't eat anything larger than the hole you currently are. So you have to work your way up, and as you... Oh, don't you dare eat me. He's going to eat me. Don't eat me. Please. My wife and 2 children. Thank you. No, you're going to go again. There you go. Where was that? Oh Christ, here comes Spain. Or Portugal, sorry. See, this is the downside. Oh, I love those. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, if you dry enough, is he going to get me? They do give up eventually. So I just want to be big. I want to be grown up. Yeah, my tip for playing this is start small, obviously, and start slow. Because if you don't go too quick when you're too small, you can't pick anything up. Okay. I'll probably put some background music on here. So yeah, so if you're big enough, you'll probably see one of the characters, don't know who it is, Maddie, who's the red one down below. It's got a crown on, which means she's currently in the lead. I don't even know what level I am at the moment. I'm 2 silver stars, if that means anything. Yeah, I like to keep out of everybody's way, just to build myself up in the background, so nobody notices me. So I can, you know... Here comes Yo, whoever Yo is. These poor horses. Yeah, if you do get somebody chasing you, nobody can go faster than any other, so you just got to basically keep them at bay until, if you're lucky, you'll eat enough items that you'll get big enough to make you not such an exciting proposition. Something else I was going to say just then. Yeah, it's Halloween, so there's pumpkins everywhere. And small items, like, I always run along fence lines once I'm big enough. Because you'll probably notice my character has got a line going around. The more you eat, the longer that line, and as it goes round, all the way round, you go up a level, and then you get one size larger. Oh, and here comes the Sarlacc. So yeah, even though small things might seem insignificant, because they usually bunch them together in the same place, they add up a bit more lucrative. So here we go. A bit better now. So it doesn't actually say what your level is until you get in the top 3. There's only 2 other characters on the map at the moment, so I'm obviously lower than 15. And now the frame rate's going to start to suffer. But I will do my best to keep out of harm's way, so to speak. Yeah, if you can fend them off long enough, they lose interest. Here we go, I'm 16, so there we go. So there's Maddie, she's first, she's got the crown. And now she's going to try and go over Duda. Keep going, well, 17. Got a long way to go, so I probably won't win this one, because there is a time limit. Unless you manage to eat all the other characters, or there's only yourself left. That's when it will stop, or there will be a time limit, otherwise you just keep going forever, because this map regenerates. So like I said, we're going the same speed. I'm ahead of Maddie, who I assume is a girl. Don't mean to, you know, assume genders and what have you. And as you're ahead, you'll absorb everything first, so you'll get the points, you'll get the score, and you'll get the level ups. So fingers crossed, I'm going to get above Duda before the game is over. 22, 24, probably not. I'm going to have to try and get around the other side. Oh, and he's going back up again. Okay, my horses. Yeah, the maps actually, well, obviously when you're tiny the maps look huge, but as you get larger the camera obviously pans out and you see exactly how big it all is, which isn't very. Are these rocks loose? No, they're not loose, so I'm just going to have to go back down. Again, what I'm doing now, will I get anything other? Yeah, so I'm going above, Duda's 26, I'm 25, but catching up. You go away, you. There you go. 26, come on, scoop around. There you go, see now, lost interest. I don't know, kids these days, no stamina. Okay, yeah, see, so just keeping me at bay there, Duda is. I don't think, unless I get lots of little bits around these parts and I regenerate. Now I'm in second, but I'm not going to get to 36 before the time runs out. So I think this will be where I am now. And what's happening with Dude up there? Oh, the town's back. Oh, and Maddie's picked it up, so there we go. So I probably won't be able to get Duda. Yeah, I'll put some subtle background music because this is a bit good. What are you doing? Second, there we go. 20, played 46 times. I've got the Squid Game skin, but I'm happy with my cat type thing. Ice flows, ships and colonies. Right, here we go. Where am I? Okay, right, so let's pick up the small bits first. That helps you get there. Come on. If you go too fast, you skim straight over. Come on, come on, come on. Eat the people. Eat the people. Be a murderer. Come on. Come on, one side's up. There you go. I don't know how the frame rate's doing. I'm actually encoding a video in the background, so there you go. A bit too big for the boats at the moment, but let's go. Where am I at the moment? I don't know where I am. There's 12 players on the grid already. There we go. Speed up, speed up. There we go. The bigger you are, the more you can eat, the more your levels go up. Toto, Africa, Imposter, MIA. There's no login with this game, you literally just play, and I'm assuming it stores you on the cookies, or the trackers to give them their real name. So just be careful, you're having a clear out, you know, a file sweep and what have you, just make sure you save that one, otherwise all your progress will be reset. I can't remember if there's anything across the water. I think there's another like village or settlement on the left, which is where I should be going now. So 13, still got plenty of time I think. Mia's only 17, that's easily scalable. Here we go, have some more trees. Oh, so there's another 3, 2 to the left south, 1 to the right. Oh, that got a bit loopy. Oh, I got eaten! Didn't see that coming. Eating my Toto, that's my ringtone actually. Oh, that's the video finished encoding, so. This is a bit disconcerting, isn't it? Here we go, little barrels, pick these up. Should get a quick size up already. Bin, yeah, there we go. These fences going to go? Yes. So I mean, these little fences, tiny things like this, and I'm in the lead already. There we go. They don't seem like much, but they really do add up very quickly. Not quite in the lead now, but I'm up there. And as I say, my strategy, whatever for what it is, normally tends to pay off in the end. There we go, small fences. Rattling up, rattling up, rattling up, rattling up, rattling up. Right. Someone is literally someone, and they're levelling about the same as me. Oh, that's respawned already, so is that one. Am I big enough for that yet? Not quite. It might be now. I'll take the crane. I love the crane. Yeah, I love that. Get another crane. One more size, that one should be able to start doing big buildings. There you go. Are you going to work? No, you're not going to work. Let's do some traffic. Oh, someone's getting quite ahead of me here. Right, this will do. These should start dropping. Yep, here we go. These large ones, I don't know if they're segmented or not, so I'll leave that for the time being. 17. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Right, some fences down here. Let me grab this lot. 18. There you go. I've got the crown on. Trust me when I say about the fences, they add up really quickly. But I'm really bouncing between myself and someone at the moment. Some reason I've got Nelly Furtado's Man-Eater in my head. I haven't even heard it today. So yes, we had a new kitchen fitted. There's a little slice of life. The new kitchen fitted, had to remove everything out of the house everywhere. So everything out of the kitchen, clear all the cupboards, and you'll be amazed how much stuff you can accumulate in such a short. Well, we've been about 20 years, so am I going to be able to get this in? Yes, I think I will. There you go. I'll have one of those. Excuse me, I couldn't help but notice I appear to be bigger than you. Spot the reference. Oh, maybe later. Yeah, so last weekend, complete panic because I was going to start work on the Monday. I managed to stay a bit late, start work a bit late, so I was able to talk to the guys. And of course, the official guidance we got from our housing association about what had to be done, they weren't that bothered. The letter was obviously the whole kitchen's got to be completely clear. They said no, it's fine, we can work around most of it. So they did, which is handy. 2 or 3 days without any kitchen at all. apart from a sink and a fridge. I had power to the cooker, even though the cooker's knackered. Yeah, so now they finally got it all together. I'll post a quick picture of what it looks like. It's very small, but it's bijou. Now the whole house just smells of paint, doesn't it, Max?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, Max is over there. 32. How many have I got left? There's me and someone. Let's see if I can get someone. So now I'm 5 ahead. I can carry on doing this. I'm not sure the point is either let the time run out or kill everyone else on the map. But someone's still eating, because obviously you can spend a lot of time chasing someone to try and absorb them, but all the while you're doing that, you're not increasing your own level. So you know you can end up chasing someone who ends up being bigger than you, and then they just turn around and eat you instead. Okay, let's get someone. I don't normally do this. Not normally a horrible person, but this person was trying to chase me earlier, so stuff them. So there we go. So you've got to completely encapsulate their circle. We can sort of see inside me, but our speeds are more or less the same. And you've got to try and second guess which direction they're moving. I won anyway. So the timer's up. Let's go for another one. There are different modes, but this is the one I prefer, because I do so well in it, obviously. Okay. Pumpkin, pumpkin, pumpkin. Size for the road barrier? Too big for the road barrier. Or the road barrier is too big for me anyway. Let's get me one up. One up. Come on, one up. One up, that'll do. There we go. And there we go indeed. Shooting up the levels. I'm still not I'm not first, but I'm now a big enough size that I can do some damage, which I shall. Like I say, I think they're touting a mobile version of this, and I think in the ad they try a lot of the adverts for mobile phone games are, well, you know, you install one mobile app on the Play Store or app whatever, or Apple, and the lads' adverts look all fancy. You'd actually download the game and it's nothing like it, or they advertise features that aren't available. I saw one for this game yesterday, and you're doing this and you go around the corner and there's like 1,000 little human characters all in one area. I have never seen that. I don't know if it's one of the later levels. There's a squid, of course. That's Luna. She's in. No, she's not. She is. Can I get the plane yet? No, I can't get the plane yet. But I'm not that far. Oh, I've crippled it. Right, so no, she's not chasing me. That's alright then. Like King's Ebony, there are games like that. The App Store, and then obviously if you're downloading games on the Android, always read the reviews, and it'll always be, oh, it's surrounded by nothing but ads. Now I understand that. Oh, there we go, another one. But these games cost money to make, and the people want to be rewarded. But I was playing a game. You've probably seen the adverts. It's just this huge block made up of loads of little blocks, and they've got arrows on them. And you touch the arrow, you touch the block with the arrow, and it points in that direction. There's nothing in it in the way, it flies off. And I do so. There's nothing but all the reviews were it's a good game in concept with nothing it adds. You can buy a premium version for £4.50 or whatever it is, and it's supposed to remove the ads. A lot of the times that doesn't work, and people complain about it. They spend £3.50, £4, whatever it is, for a supposedly ad-free version, and they still get ads. Now the version I was playing, you had an ad before the level. You could level up very quickly, upon which point you get another ad, and then you finish the level, you get another ad, you get an ad after that, you start the level up, another ad. It was absolutely ridiculous. I think I played about 3 or 4 levels. I said I haven't got enough time for this. So some games you can get away with, some games, and if you've got nothing else on and that's the only thing we're doing, if you put your phone in Android mode, then sometimes the ads don't work and you can get away with it that way. But yeah, there's only a few games I've had on my phone for quite some time. I have played Candy Crush. I have played Toon Blast. I have played Angry Birds. Am I still first? Yes, I'm still first. But I tire of those games very quickly because they are basically the same thing over and over. So, okay, Bruno, just you and me. Let this be our final battle. So I probably won't get to my 30. He's 20. He's going to catch up. So I'm going to get to 31. He is actually 12. Okay. Come along, Bruno. So I saw The Witches recently. Or actually Burton saw The Witches anyway. Now, are you going to come up with me? Or are you going to stay down there like a good boy? You're just going to miss it, I think. I mean, a similar size, you've got to be absolutely spot on, otherwise it just won't work. So I think I'll just let this one level out. Interesting game. I wonder if they'll ever make a movie out of it. I think they did this Independence Day resurgence. Sort of. Oh, that's Spitfire again, yeah. Alright, this is going to be a shortish one. Oh, hey, I win again. The Bee Gees, you win again. So, be the last hole. Get the best score in 2 minutes. Teams, no, thank you. 100% of the map in 2. See, no, that's Battle Royale. I think I prefer that one. Select that, play. Happy with my skin at the moment, so I'll keep on with that. Like little things, remember, a little pumpkin, and there's a crane in the way, so I can't actually see. Oh, can I do these? No, I can't. I'll do these. Can I do the pallets? Just come on, get me one size up. One size up. I want. There you go. Big pumpkin, and no, there we go. Trust me. Yeah, and I'm in the lead already. Right, let's get my levels up. Okay, what the hell was that? Oh, that's what that was. Imposter. I think I played with Imposter earlier, and I think I ate him. Which on any other day would sound like a very strange thing to be talking about. But there we go. Oh, a second. Oh, what a disaster. Oh no, I'm back in the lead. How quickly this is going to jump. I think I'm going to reach. Am I going to absorb somebody here? Anyone? 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 No. So you can get distracted doing that, thinking you're close, but then you begin to lose levels, which I have just done. Oh, now I'm back in the lead. Alright, shipping containers. Just call me Evergreen. See, I don't know that when you get the really weird big skins, it makes it look like they are actually larger than you, but I don't think those ones are. Right, I need to get some numbers up. Let's go down here again, because that's loads of little bits. I want my crown back. It suited me. Yeah, there we go. I am so smart. Sort of. I'm going to get the crane. Who's this? Mooney. Time was years ago, I hated online gaming with other characters because I was very much, probably part to do with my possible and diagnosed ADHD and autism. I hated the concept of playing a game that wasn't linear. So like Sonic the Hedgehog, I grew up in the times, well, I got way before then, Master Systems and ZX Spectrums. I did have a ZX Spectrum Plus 2A, which had the tape deck and the reset button. Yeah. Was it before Amstrad? I think that was just after the Amstrad. Amstrad bought it out. Alan Sugar's Amstrad. So yeah, I grew up on games that were regimented, went in a straight line, point A to point B, Ghouls and Ghosts, Sonic the Hedgehog, Wiz and Liz, you remember that one. And there was no deviation. You could play the game over and over again and it was the same, so you knew what to expect. Again, probably autistic, that kind of thing. But when you're playing against other people, that is an unknown element. So every game can be different. Now, obviously for some people, that's a bonus. You know, why play the same thing over and over again? But me, that's the kind of thing I used to like. Because then I got onto GTA Online, and it kind of changed my mind. It's not as fantastic as it used to be. I haven't, honestly, don't think I've had a serious GTA Online session in a year. I did all those videos for the Caprica heist, but then they changed it so you couldn't do the glitch on the door, because you used to do the trick to get into the doors with the gold, which usually you could only do if you had 2 people. Oh, Max. Yeah. This is why the fair is over there, mate. But again, I prefer, even though it's online, I prefer solo gaming, which is why I like the Caprica heist, because you could do it on your own. So I have since finished the Doomsday heist, which I'd never done before. That's been out for a couple of years. Anyway, another day. So yeah, so I do like standalone games where you can go back, because you remember how to do things. I've played games by, I think it's by Frogwares. I may be wrong. The Room. I think the most recent one is the Room 4. It's one of the magic boxes and things like that. It's all very spooky. And those things, you can go back and play it. It's basically doing yourself a memory test, something like that. There we go. Forgive my rambling, I'm just got nothing else to talk about. Okay, small trees, please. Small trees. Oh, got mushrooms over here. Big trees. Oh, God, I think I'm going to have to go one size up. Come on. Ah, fences. Here we go. Trust me on the fences. Trust me on the sunscreen. Oh, and there's my crown. Oh, I'm bouncing with ha ha ha. This reminds me of World of Warcraft houses. Not World. Yeah, World of Warcraft. What was the one that South Park did? Was it World of Warcraft? It was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Those just reminds me of that style. Am I going to eat you? Am I going to eat you? No, I'm not. I'm not cruel. Just out to have a good time. I'd rather be grinding than grieving. Put that on a t-shirt. I have played this map before. I don't know if these things are procedurally generated. As in, every time you start on a map, it just makes it up from a set of criteria. Possibly. And we're doing 13 to 9. Fucking way ahead here. Okay, let's see if I can accidentally kill some people. No. Of course, I mean that in a very caring way. Go on. Oh. Anyway, I can't stand it at all in silence. So what I've been up to lately, other than waiting for a kitchen to be done, I did go back up to London. I do actually have some photos and videos. I was going to make a video of my first trip, but then I decided to go again. Both times to see the Back to the Future musical. First time I went up with Luke, my eldest. We had a couple of days up there, stayed in a hotel for a couple of nights, and then went to see the musical, which is amazing. And then I liked it so much I went up again on my own. Sat in a different place. Just as good, different cast. If you don't know, am I going to get you? Oh, yes, gotcha. The musical itself is written by Bob Gale, so it is official. The music is by Alan Silvestri, so it is official. I do have the album with the cast recording, which is amazing. I have it in the car. Obviously there's no original cast. Crystal Lloyd's a bit old to be thing, and I'm not too sure if he's a singer. And also Michael J. Fox, poor old Michael J. Fox, riddled with Parkinson's, but still doing like appearances and what have you. It is his most famous role, even though I'm a fan of The Frighteners. Haven't watched that in a while either. But Roger Bart plays Doc Brown. If you're not sure who Roger Bart is, if you've seen the Stepford Wives movie with Bette Midler, Nicole Kidman, Matthew Broderick, Glenn Close, Christopher Walken, to name it a few, he plays Bette Midler's gay friend. He was also, he was in Hostel 2, the body horror film from, oh blimey, what would that have been, 2010? I think Stanislav Ivaniski is from that, who was Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, Bulgarian, Victor Crumb, there we go. But no, I'm getting sidetracked. So Roger Bart, he sang Go the Distance for the film Hercules by Disney. So even though he wasn't the voice actor, that was Tate Donovan, he did the voicing. So very good. He's getting on. He's getting on a bit. I don't know how old he is, but he's got such an amazing singing voice. But then again, acting lovey types tend to. Am I still in the lead? Yes, I'm way in the lead. I missed the original main cast first time I went to see it. The original Martin McFly was played by a chap called Ollie Dobson. He'd actually left about 3 weeks before I went to see it. Now, first time I see it, it was a guy called Will Haswell, who was actually the understudy for Marty. He was really good. Normally he plays Dave, who is Marty's brother, but he was amazing as Marty. Second time I went to see it, we had Ben, I think it's Ben Jolly, who, in a weird kind of, not really incest, but kind of really bizarrely matches with the thingy, is actually now going out with Amber Davies, who plays his mum. I think she said something about Instagram. So yeah, second time I had Ben, who was the main Marty, as Marty, but Doc wasn't played by Roger Bart. He was played by Gary Trainor, and Gary Trainor played Strickland in the original version I saw. He's Roger Bart's understudy, but he played Doc, and he was really bloody good. I'm actually quite surprised. What's the best way to describe it? Wasn't a massive theatre goer because I live where I live. There aren't any theatres. I did actually start a very quite a popular campaign to get a local. Well, it used to be a bingo hall. Years ago, it was a cinema. Then it was a bingo hall, and now it's empty. And I started a petition campaign to try and get it turned into a theatre. Fell on deaf ears because the local council is, I won't say corrupt, but they're definitely stuck in their ways. And basically had all the responses before I'd even got up to speak for 10 minutes at a council meeting, which was absolutely bloody terrifying. So yeah, no theatres locally. A couple of local theatre groups use some schools, and there's a hall around the corner from a church, not far from the centre of town, but nothing that is a dedicated theatre. So we have to travel. So I've been up to the Adelphi a couple of times, but I didn't realise the casting structure for theatres. You have the main actors, you have understudies, you have ensemble, and then you have swing. Now I didn't know what swing was. Obviously main cast. Ensemble is like everybody does all the singing, dancing around it. Everybody has their little 5 minutes and what have you. You have understudies, which is generally people who have other parts in the cast. Gary Trainor is the best example. He is employed, for lack of a better expression, to play Strickland. He's cast as Strickland, even though he's got hair. But when Roger can't do it, if he's having a day off or whatever, he steps up and it all goes round beneath him. So I can't even see where I'm going. I can't believe he didn't get me then. That was weird. No, that's not. Oh, go away, Captain Grease. I'll be very lucky if I get away with this one, actually, because I haven't been paying attention. Just go away. There you go. There you go. Told you. Yeah, sorry, too much time chatting. I'm forgetting what I'm doing. I'm still on third. It's not too bad. But yes, theatre. So you have the understudies who have their own parts but can stand in for other cast members when needed. You have ensemble who just do the singing and dancing. There's quite a lot of them. But you've also got these swings. Now, the swing is basically somebody who rehearses for 4 or 5 different other parts, and they have to do them all as well as the main characters, otherwise it's not believable. Now the guy who was playing Strickland he's got quite a complicated surname. If I can remember, if I can scan it, I'll put a picture up on the screen now. And I'll be going with him. For the longest time I thought he was one of the guys who was in The Hobbit, the guy with a slightly wonky face and the ears. You know who I mean. It wasn't. It was someone completely unconnected because he's never been in movies. But I think is one of those characters where he's the Mayor, Red Thomas. He's also the tramp in the town square, and he's also Strickland. So he does all those characters at once. Oh, well, okay. But I was just thinking, if you're going to be in the theatre, that's probably the one that deserves the most adulation, because you got your main players, you got your main cast, you got your ensemble who make it all look nice, but then you got these guys in the background who just might be called in at a moment's notice to play one of 3 characters, and they have to know them all off by heart. Now I haven't done theatre, but I've done plays, and honestly, rehearsing for one part must be hard enough, but doing 4 or 5, well, 3 or 4 rather, and then obviously being able to do it. I mean, the guy who played Strickland, the guy who played Strickland on my second occasion was this chap I just mentioned. He's third understudy for Doc. So you think he's just this character, or this actor who just might he's just in the background filling a minor part, but there may come an occasion where he has to step up and be the main guy on stage. That's terribly intimidating, but you know, if you're a theatre type person, I take it's what you're used to, but I really don't think I could handle that. It's far too much stress, and I'll probably fluff my lines as well and get them all mixed up. Come on to Strickland, then suddenly scream out "Great Scott!" It'd be very confusing. Another side of the play itself, or the production, is the technical side of it. Now, the first time I went, we were in the upper circle. Second time I was in the dress circle on extreme sides of the stage. First time right on the left, second stage right on the right. And if you've seen the trailers, or you know the little YouTube adverts for it, you'll know that there is a full-size DeLorean on stage. Now, obviously, it's not a real DeLorean; it's a mock-up, because what they do with it is amazing, absolutely amazing. I won't spoil it because it would be unfair, but there are some videos of when they were promoting it initially last year, because it's only been out for a year and a bit. The problem was it started in Manchester in 2019, and it had a few weeks, and then COVID happened, and I've won that one. COVID happened, so they had to shut the whole thing down. Everybody was heartbroken. All the main principal actors or whatever had to go and work at McDonald's just to make ends meet. Very, very sad. But the Adelphi turn became available, and I think Andrew Lloyd Webber's linked, connected to it. So they moved it into the Adelphi. And if you've seen my stories, you'll know what the initial stage setup looks like. Again, I'll flash another picture here. And it is such a... and the whole production is just immense. I mean, the sets can be minimalist because they're all on rails, basically. The stage is amazing. I mean, I love behind the scenes stuff and of movies, but this, when you're looking down, if you're right on the bottom floor, you might not be able to see it, but when you're on the top floor, you can see all the tracks in the stage and a massive great turntable in the middle where sets can be brought on from one side, spun around so you'll see in the back. Doc's house comes in 2 parts. Marty's house turns around, so there's Lorraine's bedroom rather. So there's a set at the front, turns around, there's another one at the back. But the star is the car, obviously. And I was talking to a colleague about this, and obviously, when you have a car on stage and you know the film, you've got these amazing driving sequences. There's only actually, so you've got these. There's 2. There's one where he's just trying to escape the Libyans, which do not appear in the stage play for various reasons. One of them, there's only one room for one vehicle on stage at any one time, which means there's no town square chase either. But nobody's going to be shouts, "Oh my God, look out for the Libyans in 2022." It's just not done. No matter what is going on in the world, 1984 or 1985 was a very different time. So despite all that, this car is, you somehow managed to be convinced through the technology that they use that this car is getting up to 88 mile an hour on stage while moving around. There's a gauze in front, I think they call it the gauze, which is this transparent screen that comes down on the front of the stage, and it's either a massive TV screen or is projected onto. I'm going for the former because you couldn't see if it was a projector, you would be able to see it projected onto the objects and cast behind it, and it isn't. Really quite remarkable, and the screen, the rear of the stage is a screen as well. So yeah, if you have the chance to go to London to go see Back to the Future, I've kind of gone off on a tangent here. I'm supposed to be playing this game. If you ever get a chance to go to London to see this, I really highly recommend it. I may have shot my bolt. This was my first proper West End London experience, and I think I've seen the best stage play that's currently being held at the moment. And without going into a massive spoiler, and it was actually much more fun watching it the second time, because if you've seen the film, you know what the last line said is, and you know what happens after that. And the first time, amazing. The second time, the reaction from the crowd when you know what's coming makes it much more worthwhile to see it more than once. Again, I'm not going to do anything. The special effects by a company called Twins FX. They have a show reel on YouTube. Look for that. Yeah. Next time, Max wants to go see Back to the Future musical, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go and see it for a third time. And I'll probably at some stage go and see the Book of Mormon as well, because that's another one I'm really looking forward to. I would go and see Matilda, but if I can't really do that on my own, you know, kind of weird of nearly 50-year-old bloke going to a cinema and watching a show populated and cast entirely with kids. Very strange. I'll be doing that. I'm going to have one more game of this, and then I'll shut it off. But yeah, okay, so I was going to do a video about London, but I might do a little slideshow, something. Have I just crashed my browser because I've been waiting so long? No. I'll turn that down, might slow the frame rate. So, yeah. So lots of fun going up to London. I love walking around London anyway. The last time I went up on my own. Got up there about 11 o'clock. Had to get to Victoria instead of Charing Cross because Charing Cross was closed. So I walked around London. This is the map of where I went. Took me several hours. Had lunch in Chinatown. Had actual Chinese food in Chinatown, which is a new thing for me. Did not use chopsticks because I don't know how. Moved around. Did not go to Trafalgar Square on the second time because there was a massive Diwali celebration going on and you could not move anywhere. Luckily the morons from Just Stop Oil weren't messing anything up because, well, anyway, I walked anyway, so it didn't really matter. So anyway, right, one more game and then I'll shut this off because I've got things to do. Got to go buy some dinner, etc. So I think I should call this my wittering video because that's basically what I've done today. Oh, hello. Come on. No, you're to a tree, so I can't hit you. Come on, small ones, come on. Oh, look, I'm in the lead already. How can I be in the lead? There we go. Is that going to be too big? That's going to be too big. Okay. Oh, I'm still first. I thought we'd been overtaken by now. Right, let's have all these pumpkins. And a well. And a table. And another table. More pumpkins. More house. How's the fencing? There we go. Concrete fences are still fences, and they still add up. Where are we? On 5, 3. Not big enough for the houses yet. Oh, am I going to want no. Let's carry on with fences and pumpkins. Yeah, first time we went to London, when I went out with Luke, there was a Hare Krishna celebration in Trafalgar Square. It's all on the website. If you Google enough, you're going up to London, you want to know if there's going to be anything major going on. Protests, demonstrations, mini marathons, that kind of thing. Just Google it and all the information's there. One thing I did find absolutely fascinating, because I walked up from Victoria Station to Buckingham Palace, I decided to walk through St James's Park, which I've never done before. It's a day of first, and the first thing I came across was pelicans. Big birdie, a double kill. I'm going to get a double kill. Double kill, triple kill. No, you're going to run away. You're going to run away. Okay, I'll get this guy instead. Let's absorb. Oh, cool quintuple. Lovely. Just mass murdering everybody here. Anyway, yeah, St James's Park, pelicans. Apparently, they've been there for years. They were gifted to a past king, and they've just been led to leave on their own. It's an amazing thing you wouldn't expect to see in the middle of central London. I was going to go to the Cartoon Museum, but I had like an hour until the show started, and it was like £8.50 to get in, which I would have done normally, but I didn't know how long it would take to walk around. So, but we did manage two swords the first time. That was a lot of fun. I had to show you some of the photos. I had the Hulk doing something really quite inappropriate with me. How am I doing? 22 to 14. Is anybody trying? Okay. So I'm devouring people. Okay. Because I'm wired, I'm still eating. Are you going to go? Anybody? Am I going to get the predator? Let's chase these guys just to scare them. I'm still pointing at levelling up, so this is fine. I really got a funny feeling to watch Back to the Future now for some strange reason. There you go, got him. How many have we got left? There's me and you, buddy. No, there's one other person down the bottom. 25-18. Blue, dabba-dee, dabba-dee, dabba-dee. I thought you were going to walk straight into it then. Yeah, so probably go back up to London, probably in December, once I've got a bit of money, because it's not cheap. I think the last time I took the train, it was £30 return, really cheap, and the theatre ticket I think was £50. And the only downside, obviously, walking everywhere and doing things, eating while you're up there. Which, you know, if you know where to go, if you stay away from like the bog standard, I mean, Pizza Hut in Leicester Square, do not bother with the buffet. It's ridiculously overpriced, and they never cook the pizzas you want on time. It's like pizza and pasta at Thorpe Park. Yeah, how much was that? I think I paid £10 or something. £8.50, £10 from a chow mein. That was really nice. But we did find, the first time we went out with Luke, we were walking down Regent Street because Luke needed new shoes because he's bloody tall and his feet are getting too big. We went off Regent Street because once you get past Hamleys, there's not really a lot to, unless you've got loads of money and going up to spend loads of money on clothes. There's no other reason to go to Regent Street. But we went off to Golden Square, then carried on south. We found this tiny little cafe on the right hand side called Petit Déjeuner. Another picture, here we go. Really nice friendly staff. 2 lunches, 4 drinks for just over £10. In London that's unheard of. So highly recommend it. Very busy at lunchtime because there's a few cafes around that area. Yay, there you go. What else? Yeah, if you've never been, sorry, I should be moving around more, I'm getting all seized up. If you've never been to London, or have never been to a theatre or anything like that, do your research. Another thing I will obviously suggest is the Tube. Because I'm going to have one more go, because I want to. The London Underground, you can get across London in 20 minutes. And it's really cheap. What I would suggest is pumpkin box. What I suggest is not bothering with an Oyster card, not bothering with a prepaid ticket. Just use your contactless card. Works perfectly. What you do is you just tap your card on the way in, you tap your card on the way out, and it charges you 20p. Something like that. Anyway, it caps out at £8. But if you are going to buy an Oyster card, then it will cost you £8. or £10. If you're going to pay for a prepaid ticket, that's about £8. If you tap your contactless card every single time, you will only pay for the trips you use, and like I say, it stops at £8. So if you buy a ticket for a day, that's £8, and you only use two tube rides all day, you've just wasted an amazingly large amount of money. So yeah, just use your contactless, learn the maps, learn where the exchanges are, which routes go where. Goes without saying really, but I've got that one. Yeah, it's that first time I was up with Luke, we absolutely mullered the Circle Line from Farringdon all the way across to, I think the first we went was South Kensington for the Natural History Museum. Bakerloo Line a couple of times, I think. District and the Circle, for a certain amount of their train lines, are on the same tracks. You just got to know where they stop. And even though I don't actually live in London, I found myself on 2 occasions giving advice to people who thought they were on the wrong train or going in the wrong direction. That's when you know you've been in London a few too many times. Yeah, so with any large metropolitan city, here's another actually tiny little tip about the tube. The map they have, the very square angular map, is okay if you want to know where trains are kind of in relation to each other, and what the exchanges are, where you can hop off one tube and get onto another to get to certain parts of the city. That map is okay, but what I would really strongly suggest, if you go onto Google Maps, that's maps.google.com, not Google Earth, because that's a different thing. If you go on the layers down the bottom, there's a tab for public transport. Tap on that when you're around London, or again any larger metropolitan city that has one of these systems, and it will show you the actual layout of the train lines and their colour code and where they are in relation to each other. Amazingly helpful, and gives you an actual idea of what the tube map looks like, because it's not square and it's not all perfectly rectangular angles and what have you, corners. Yeah, so that's my tips. Use your contactless on the tube. Learn the tube map. Well, don't learn it, but learn how to use it, and you can get across town for less than £1. I'm sure it's got to be less than £1. And it's a lot of fun. I mean, if as long as you stay in the touristy areas. I mean, it has its issues. I mean, when first I was out, a lot of homeless people. What the hell was that? What was that? Let's go back here. Is it still there? Yes. There is a dead body at the top of the screen. That's weird. Okay. Just a little distraction there. Yeah, use your tube, learn the map, use your contactless card. You can use your contactless card on buses as well. I honestly think I got most of our bus rides for 60p a go. Even down here in Kent, they're more than that. I'm sure they are. That's it really. If you want any more advice or got any questions, I'm not any kind of tourist guide, but if you're thinking of coming to London, ask a question. I'll give you as much as I can. There we go, that'll do. Yeah, okay, so that's enough wittering for one videos. It was just to fill in the silence really. I'll put a backing track on this. Okay, there you go. Thanks very much for watching. The game I was playing, a lot of fun. Very easy if you use like the strategy I use. Go slow, go methodical, get your size up a couple of times, then you can go for fences, taller, which normally go in large numbers, and you get your numbers up. And yeah, don't necessarily chase after other people. You run at the same speed and you probably won't catch them in any time. Thanks for listening, thanks for watching. If it's popular, I'll do another wittering video. Give me something you want me to talk about. I'll do what I can. I've got a lot of brain activity being unused at the moment, so I think I've run out of steam on my overthinking videos because there aren't that many films that you can overthink about. See you later. Thanks very much.